Hi there everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. We've just had the August community stream for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, so now it's time for a recap video on all of the stuff that came from that stream, all the stuff that we can come to expect come August, and this month is looking very exciting, in my case particularly for one character, but I'm sure there are others that are going to be very exciting for you. There's a lot of resources to be gained this month, there's lots of new stuff coming up, and there's a particularly new event that interests me that I want to delve deeper into. So if you guys want to find out more about what's coming up for Opera Omnia in August, then stay tuned and keep on watching. As always, a massive thank you to the guys Joshua and Summoner Glacy who are doing the stream for Opera Omnia every time. It's very much appreciated that you guys can stay in contact with your fan base. It's just amazing that we can have kind of a to and fro, and it looks like you guys listen to a lot of our questions and stuff. Like there's a particular topic in that I'm thinking of that I know was addressed during the stream, so thank you very much for that. Don't forget to check out all of the social media links for me in the description box below, and don't forget to check out all of the other content creators for Dissidia Opera Omnia there are out there. There are loads of us out there, so go and check them all out. So the first thing that was discussed was this new event called Mog's Gym. Now I actually really like this event because it's aimed at people who are getting into the game. Now honestly, when I tried to get people into playing Opera Omnia that are new, they're quite overwhelmed by how much there is to do in the game. You have to acquire a character's weapons, get their level up to 60, get their crystal level up to 60. You can't get the 4th tier crystals from some events, but you can from others, and trying to explain that to a new player is quite difficult. So to see some content come out for Opera Omnia that's geared towards new players is really cool. And even for us veteran players, there's going to be gems on offer, there's going to be resources on offer. You can see Chocobo tail feathers in the picture, which is nice just for lazy people like me who can't be bothered to level a character all in one go. So there's lots of things that can be acquired from this that are even useful for veteran players, but this is very much geared towards beginners. But one thing that's nice at the bottom there is that high shards limit is raised from 999 to 9999, just as much as the other shards are as well, which is really nice because I've hit cap a fair few times on various coloured crystal shards, so to see this happen is a nice little touch. Next on the list is the return of Kupo cards, which is a nice thing to have for people who are willing to spend money, like me, because it's a really nice way of kind of recovering a gem stash, because I know that I have quite a lot of gems, but I don't have nearly as much as I used to, so seeing this kind of thing does mean that I can start stockpiling again, and pray that some of the characters that are coming out this month are nicer to me than they have been recently. But not only that, we have a support item sale, which we actually get quite frequently, but the main reason I want to point this out in particular is for the Tome of Training, because it's going to be really useful when it comes to farming these espers that are coming out. Like, we've got Ultimate Shiva, which is the next slide, and I'll get to in a moment. But honestly, picking up some Tomes of Training will shave the time that you need to get all those resources and get those summon boards completed by a very large margin, so they're very much worth looking into. So speaking of Shiva, the next slide that came about on the stream was for the World of Illusions Ultimate Shiva. So Shiva herself isn't the best Esper in the world, but a level 30 Esper is still going to be useful, and Shiva is useful if you want to get that extra speed in a particular event where you really want to be going first. So getting her to level 30 is going to be useful for that. But mainly, the main reason you're going to be wanting to use her is because getting those summon boards done out of the way is going to increase the stats of all the characters that you want to farm her for. You're going to get a butt ton of resources from her. So it says on the slide, over 29,000 gems, 290 draw tickets, and 480 armor tokens. That is a lot of stuff that you can get from just one event. But you can burn out quite easily just spamming this one event over and over and over again. We've been through it with Ifrit, and we're going to go through it again with Shiva. If you want me to do a video on the World of Illusions Ultimate Espers or anything like that, then do let me know in the comments below. I'm certainly not going to cover everything that's necessary for it here, as this is mainly a recap video. But I will say that, as it says on the slide here, the featured characters are going to be Cypher, Steiner, Auron, Prish, Serah, and Thancred. And Serah will receive her EX weapon this time round and a rework, which actually makes her significantly better, and she's going to be a character well worth watching out for. So look forward to the Should You Pull video for Serah. Now the thing that I'm thankful for that the guys addressed on the stream is due to this next slide that's coming out here, which is to do with the Cursed Six, as they're colloquially called in the community. And that consists of Vivi, Serah, Keita, Yuna, Aerith, and Lion. Now why are these 6 cursed? It's because they get extra artifacts that you need to farm for to really push them to their maximum capacity. So this can be a real pain in the backside, because you're having to not only get their EX weapon, but you're then having to like farm for their artifacts continuously until you get some of these really powerful ones. We already have Vivi's, who is the 6th member of the Cursed Six, who, as an example, has fire, like, you know, a attack speed buff 2-star and fire +1, which are quite integral for him to be really powerful or at his maximum potential. So farming artifacts is more important for these guys than they are for anybody else. Certainly Serah, as she's a character that's actually really useful anyway. But the thing I'm happy that they addressed is that they said we are going to release them the way they were in JP, but the reason for that is because we don't want to disrupt the balance of the game too much through global, and I can appreciate that. I mean, they didn't have to say anything. I mean, yeah, they could have changed, like, you could argue that they could have changed it, like, they've released things early before, but they've never really disrupted the game's balance all that much, except for one particular case in SAS, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, it would have been nice, but at least they addressed it, and they acknowledged the fact that some of the community weren't very happy about it. As for the new characters and returning characters this month, early August is a doozy. It's going to be a heck of a challenge to keep hold of your gems for some of these. Zack is the first character on the list, and Zack is very well renowned for being a very strong character not only now, but an extremely powerful character when his EX Plus rolls around, when he returns again next to Ignis. So getting Zack now means not having to get him later, but he doesn't last a massively long time before Warrior of Light kind of kicks him to the curb in terms of power creep. But then Warrior of Light is kicked to the curb by Zack again later on. And then, but I have reason to believe that I think that something is going to happen in the near future for JP, whether it be, you know, an extra tier of weapon or an extra power creep. We already know that level 80 is coming out fairly soon. That may well kick Zack back down again in favour of somebody else. So while I think Zack is an amazing character, I really want him, I already have Wall maxed out, so I'm kind of not sure about it. But at worst, it's going to be a buttload of resources for you. You know, you could buy the gem, the costume and the gem bundle, which is a nice little extra, because I don't remember actually seeing a Zack costume until this time round. And it's his early Crisis Core outfit rather than his late Crisis Core outfit, which is kind of nice, even though it's not that different. And then we have my baby, the one I've been waiting for months and months and months, and I can't wait to get this character. This character is the reason that I have stockpiled all my gems this high, and it's Vayne. I need this character so badly. He was my main in NT when I played NT a lot. He was, you know, he's one of my favourite Final Fantasy villains, or even characters in general. I really like that he truly believes that he's doing the right thing, even though he's doing a lot of bad things. I always have an affinity for the villains, but he's also super strong, and he lasts well through the Cosmos era. And, you know, people are using him even after the level 70s came about. He's just a very strong character for quite a long time. There are arguments to be made that there are characters coming out after him that might even be better than him, but I honestly cannot recommend this character enough. And then Serah is usable within Vayne's event, as is Zack. So no matter which banner you pull on out of these three, you're probably going to have someone that's going to be useful for the Cosmos difficulty event. And then after those three come out, we'll then have Rydia's Lost Chapter. Rydia is a fan favourite, but I very rarely see people talk about Rydia and her EX. She's not a very hype character, so I can't imagine that she's going to last a hugely long time like Zack or Vayne or even Serah, so she's not the first character that comes to mind to recommend her, but I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people that are really excited for her and will pull for her anyway. And then the silhouetted character at the end of August is a character that I know a lot of people are excited for, is going to be Fran. Fran is a character that's going to come out very similarly to Freya, where she doesn't come out with an EX, but she's pretty self-sufficient without one. The character that's going to get an EX alongside Fran is going to be Ashe, and Ashe's EX is actually pretty strong, as it has a guaranteed paralysis when you use it. So that's another banner that may well be worth considering spending your gems on. So, as I said, this month is going to be difficult to not part with a lot of your gems, because there's a lot of very cool characters coming this month. Now, the last slide that we have to look at, I actually have to kind of really read, and I encourage you guys to do the same, because it's a brand new style of content that's exclusive to the global version, and they're calling it Abyss. Now, Abyss is seemingly very similar to Heretic missions, where you have to use lots of different characters in order to get through them all, but the difficulty ranks all the way up to Cosmos difficulty, so you're going to want to save your absolute best characters till the very last minute. So seeing how this is going to work is going to be really interesting, and this is a permanent fixture. So you know, the beta is there because it shows that it can be changed in the future, but it's a permanent fixture from August the 13th onwards. But there's a limited time campaign where you can get returning gem and costume bundles. The fact that there's costume bundles makes me think that there's going to be a banner that goes with this. So this is the thing that makes me think expect the unexpected. There may be an early character come forward with their EX or something along those lines that might surprise us. So even though we have all these amazing characters coming out, your Zacks, your Vaynes, your Serahs, your Ashes, etc., there might be a little hidden surprise in here. So try... The way that I'm going to be navigating this month is I'm going to kind of try, because you have a lot of characters coming out around the same time, so a lot of banners are going to be live alongside one another. Pick your favourite that you want to go for first, and then kind of feel it out and see. Like, if you want to go for Serah, obviously go for her before you go for Zack and Vayne, because she's going to fall off first, in terms of the banner timing. But then, if there is a hidden banner alongside the Abyss, then maybe you might want to consider pulling for that. Maybe this is the banner that, or the slide that makes me think there's going to be reworks happening, which could be Squall, it could be Lightning. I'm praying that it's Ramza. I need to have my Ramza and Vayne team together. Ramza, Vayne, Kefka, I can't wait to use it. I really can't. But in order to get that, I have to get Vayne first. But I really just think that you might want to be careful where you spend your gems, because this might just come out of nowhere and surprise you. And obviously, it's going to reward a lot of people for having a wide variety of characters, so bear that in mind as well. So characters like Freya will do well here because they don't require an EX to be really strong. Serah will also do well here because she's actually pretty good without an EX, as long as you get the artifacts for her. But the limited time event missions for your tickets and power tokens, and then like I said, the event draws featuring new and returning EX weapons. The new is the bit that makes me think, I want to know where this is going. So do be careful before you start spending all of your gems. So it looks like we actually have an awful lot of resources coming in through August, and most likely a lot of resources going out during August. Just by having Shiva available, that's an absolute mega ton of resources just straight away that you can pick up. And don't forget that for every new character that comes out, so when Vayne comes out, when Fran comes out, etc., that's another character that you can take through each summon board. So because we have Ifrit and Shiva, that's another 600 gems, 6 tickets, and 8 power armor tokens that you can pick up just by taking them through each of the summon boards. And they're going to have the synergy, so taking them through is going to be a nice idea to do. Stocking up on Tomes of Training isn't the worst idea while they're on sale, because it means that you're going to be able to farm those summon boards a lot quicker, and your characters will benefit greatly from doing so. Cosmos difficulty is now in effect because we've had it through Freya's story chapter, and now hopefully everyone can see just how difficult some of this stuff actually is. And then, you know, taking things to the next level is where things are going to go. So now that Cosmos has come out, characters that have to meet the quota to beat Cosmos are now starting to come out. So Zack, Serah, Ash, Vayne, and whoever comes out with the Abyss, these are the characters you want to be watching out for. There are characters that are going to be viable in Cosmos. You have Renoa, you have Lena, you have Sephiroth, you have Freya to a lesser extent, you have Vivi to a lesser extent. There are characters that are still very viable in Cosmos, but this is where the power creep is going to start to occur. So do bear that in mind when it comes to your gems and where you spend it. And I hope that this video and any other videos that I make in the future, because I'm going to be doing Shiji pulls for all of these characters, are going to kind of lean you one way or another into where your gems are going to go. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I hope that those of you who tuned in to watch the stream enjoyed that as well. One of these days, I'll get in on the co-op fights for that. And there was one point where I thought maybe like I'd get in on it because I'm on their friends list, and then I didn't because other people got in there first, so I didn't appear as online, and that made me sad. But one of these days it will happen. But thank you very much again for watching, and I hope you look forward to the next Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. Don't forget to check out all the social links in the description box below, as I said earlier, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Thanks very much. See you guys soon.